Good morning, continuous liners. Good morning, good morning. This is Megan coming to you live from the streets of Roma Norte today, and I'm bringing you closer. I forgot to put my headsets on, so I'm doing that right now. It's not really loud, but there's noises, right? Like I'm here on this lovely Parque Rio Plaza, Rio de Janeiro, where it's got the big statue of David, not the certified copy of the David like that's over in the museum in Polanca, Soy Maya. This is just a plain old replica of the David in all his naked glory. Hide the children, for God's sakes. But I'm here at Parque. I think this is Cafe Janeiro, Rio de Janeiro. So I'm here right on the park, and there's birds singing. There we go. That might muffle things a little. And I mean, look at this. It's so pretty, right? Here, the park. Everyone thinks Mexico City is just wretched traffic and crowds and people and crime. I'm here to tell you it isn't. I mean, that's here for sure, just like it's in every city, right? Good Monday morning, everyone. How about a little coffee to get us going, huh? Oh my God. That's freaking delicious. I've not been to this cafe before. It doesn't really get all the pomp and buzz like the others do on the corner. Buna. Buna is like very popular coffee. Toscana, Rosetta, Pigeon. Pigeon is where I bring my groups, my workshop groups. We have our last night dinner right here on the park at Pigeon. It's like a fusion, Mediterranean, quasi-Mexican fusion bistro, right? So it's not all tacos and churros on my workshops. Kind of, but not all, right? Because Mexico City is very varied. Yeah, it's quite the hot food scene and clubs if that's your bag. So anyways, I'm here to do some line warm-ups with you all. Who's with me? Who's with me? If you're with me, or if you're watching it later, oh, look at this. You can see my logo in my glasses. This is my logo, ladies and gents. This is my continuous. I need a sip of this coffee. It's so delicious. Oh my God, really good. So this is my logo. It's actually the Art Leap Adventures logo, but it's becoming more me because it's, I mean, I made it. I drew it. I created it. It's all continuous line, and it's a heart, and it's an eye, and it's a hand, but this hand is also your crown, right? So drawing in continuous line is a connection between your heart, your eye, and your hand, and your crown, right? Which is something else outside of you. And the something else outside of you is when you let go and let the creative process be a part of you as opposed to trying to control it. And I know that can be kind of a heady concept. Like, what does that mean? Give me the science. Give me the data. I know there's people like that. I'm not one of them. But I am smart at, well, I don't have the data. If you need the data, you're going to have to Google it. But I do know from personal experience, the more I condition my hand with continuous line warm-ups, and I practice, I do pattern making, I do continuous line urban sketching. I was out at the Anthropology Museum. Actually, I think I was there on Friday. But that's kind of I used to be afraid of museum sketching because it's like a little overwhelming. I mean, there's people and there's crowds and there's ancient artifacts. I mean, I had my little selfie stick poking out of my bag and the security guards come over. Like, no. And I'm using my selfie stick to hold my phone, right? So it's not like I'm going to be spinning around taking photos. But when a security guard sees in a museum, sees a selfie stick, he just assumes you're going to like level the place. Because I'm sure some people have, right, with their selfie stick. So anyways, but now that I do continuous line, I can go to a museum. I can go anywhere and do something pretty quickly and uniquely in my own style, right? So I am absolutely loving the process of continuous line, the things it's teaching me, the things it's the way it's educating me and the things it's leading me to, right? This weekend, I was invited to tour a gallery space because I have been invited to do a live painting at an event. Look at that. Look at that. The cats say yes, do continuous line, right? And so, yeah, that was kind of cool. And I'm not even nervous about it. You know why? Because this is my deal. I practice a lot. I practice every day. I practice my continuous line every day. And you know what? Now I'm starting to get some invitations, right? Well, let's not be. It's not like they're banging down my door. But some opportunities are presenting itself. Before I start here, I do need a sip of this delicious coffee. You know, I've had some doors close, as we all do. You know, that's just the cycle of life, the ebb and flow of life. I've had some things disappear. And that's very unsettling, right? Because I'm like, holy crap, what am I going to do now, right? And with time and with patience and with, like, you just got to keep doing the work. Like, new things present itself, right? Things present. There are new opportunities in life always if you just kind of stay true to yourself and keep doing the thing you got to do, right? What am I talking about? I'm talking about, like, not giving up, right? Because I was quite scared when some of my offerings went away, right? And I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm here in Mexico City. Well, you know, I kept drawing. I kept drawing, right? Even though I was scared, even though I was nervous about what is happening here, right? There's a lot of change, and I know I'm not alone in that, because, I mean, just look at the world. Every time we wake up and look out our window, and maybe not out our window, right? Maybe, like, here, I'm looking out my window here, and it's trees and birds and dogs and music and delicious coffee, right? So it's not all bad, right? But there's certainly things that in the news and whatever. When you peek into that sort of thing, that's where you go, oh my God, what is happening here? Right? There's a lot of unrest in the political landscape and the environmental landscape and the medical landscape and the economic landscape. All the landscapes seem to be a little jostled right now, right? So, and I know I'm not alone in that. I know everyone. I know many people who are, you know, just trying to manage through a changing landscape, right? So, I participated in that art battle Mexico City a few weeks ago that I won, and this weekend I was invited to the Mexico City Art Battle Finals. Which means the best of the best, right? And I'm not even nervous. Well, I'm not there yet either. But, you know, it's like up on a stage sort of thingy, and you got 20 minutes to do a painting, and I won it a few weeks ago. I did 2 paintings, and I won! And I wasn't even nervous. I was having fun, because you know why? It's my shtick. It's my shtick, baby. I can draw like a mofo. Now, that doesn't mean I'm done. I hope I have a lifetime of drawing ahead of me where I can continue to evolve as an artist, continue to do cool projects, continue to meet and know fellow artists who are on their own art journey, because honestly, that's really, I mean, that's is it more than half the fun? There's the satisfaction of, like, evolving as an artist and seeing the improvement, seeing the things that are, seeing your art evolve, right? I mean, who wants to stay the same? As some people do. I mean, I'm not knocking that, right? I guess to me that sounds like death, right? To never change. But you know, I know that I'm skilled now because I practice a lot. I practice every day. I make art every day, right? I make art every day. And so, and I'm building an art community. So I'm very grateful to all the folks who show up here, who show up to their paper, who do the work, do the practice. The line warm-ups are something that most people are like, are you kidding me? I don't have time for that. Line warm-ups. No. I don't have time for that. Let me just get to the drawing, right? Well, I mean, and that's fine because this is my curriculum to do the line warm-ups, and I see the magic of it in all the folks who are doing it. I see the difference it's making in their art. I see the difference it's making in their relationship to their art, because they have a sense of, not accomplishment, a sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not accomplishment, a sense of confidence that, like, I can do this, right? In the fundamentals course, I throw up very complicated images that everyone has to draw. And I make it complicated on purpose because it helps people that they have to problem solve. They have to find their way through the chaos, right? I mean, life is chaotic. This may not be chaotic, right? But in the grand scheme of like sketching, this is something I would never want to do. Just a whole slew of trees and all different kinds of trees, palm trees and spruces, and I don't even know. I don't know what, I need that app. What's it called? Seek, that can tell you what these trees are. There's a lot of different trees here, and statues and dogs. I would not want to sketch this because it's too chaotic for trees, right? Like, give me a building, give me a coffee cup, give me a dog, give me a building, right? But if I were presented with this, like, how would I do this? At first I'd be like, oh God, I hate trees. And then I'd be like, well, wait a minute, there's a bike there right in front of the tree. So, okay, I'm going to start with the bike. And then from the bike, it goes, it goes right into the tree. Okay, do the tree. And then from the tree trunk, right? And then, oh, look, there's that one of those short, squatty palm trees. Okay, do the palm tree. And then look, there's a guy back there sweeping. Okay, do the guy sweeping. Oh, and there's a building right behind him, right? Like, through continuous line, you find your path. You find a way through. And it makes everything else, like, I don't care about all the other trees. I don't care about anything else because I have found my way with my line. And it's just me and my line, and I don't care where we're going, but it's just me and my line, and we'll get there wherever we're going. Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. And that's how I feel about these warm-ups, right? Like, they're monotonous. They're repetitive, which I believe is the same as monotonous. But that's what practice is, right? If you want to improve as an artist, if you want to improve as anything, you have to practice. And that is monotonous. You understand what I'm saying here? You gotta, it's fine if, like, I mean, a lot of people don't, this is not their priority, right? To draw or improve their drawing or change their drawing, right? Some people have jobs and families and, other priorities. And so, they draw once a week or something, a variation like that. And that's totally great. I totally applaud it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. But that's not where, like, the skill comes in, right? That's just like a hobby. And I'm not knocking it at all because we all need hobbies, especially if you're like have a job that keeps you on a computer all day, or, you have to talk to the public all day or whatever it is. I mean, most jobs are like, they're jobs, right? And they're not, some are fun, but usually they're not, right? They're a job. And so to have a drawing hobby or practice, it's all good because it helps you detach from the monotony of a work or monotony or the trappings of being on a screen all day, right? I mean, I think we can all relate to that. Even if you don't have a job that keeps you on the computer all day, we're all on a computer, we're all on our phones or social media, right? It's always right there. See, like, I'm looking at myself on this screen. Just right behind me is that whole world, that whole chaos of social media. Noise and confusion and divisiveness and telling us things we should be mad about and telling us who did what and watching, rich people fail and poor people get hurt, right? Like, all these things that just get us, right? And keep us engaged, right? Because who doesn't want to see a rich person fail? And who doesn't want to exact a revenge when a poor person gets hurt, right? Or children, or minorities, right? Like, we got to stick around and see who gets arrested or whatever. I'm not laughing at that. I'm just saying it's all designed to sort of keep us engaged and keep us in for the fight. Oh yeah, who's going to win this fight? My guy's going to win this fight, not your guy, because your guy is awful. Have you seen what your guy has done? Yeah, no, not my guy. My guy doesn't do anything like that. Whatever. It's not a dog fight. I saw that dog earlier. He's crazy for squirrels. And there's squirrels here. And he is crazy for squirrels. So, but that sounds like two dogs. So maybe there's two dogs crazy. Hey! It's actually the dog park guys that they line up the dogs. They line up the dogs and get them all chilled out. We're not there yet, right? We're getting there. Very zen, right? Have like 30 dogs and have them all be chill. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself, or outside of myself. Yeah. So, continuous line drawing practice. You gotta have something that helps you detach from the chaos of the world, from the noise of the world, right? And having something that's tactile like this, having a pen in your hand that, I mean, I always think of it as sort of empties out the chaos. Not entirely, but it helps me, right? It centers me. It helps me get focused of like pen on paper, right? Like I just rode a bike. I'm all kind of woohoo, and I'm having a coffee, so I'm like, and so I can be kind of like, yeah. And I like that, right? But there comes a time where you have to focus, right? You gotta just like zoom. You got to do the work. You got to do the drawing. You got to do the thing, right? I'm going to Chicago and Wisconsin, and my sister-in-law has asked me to do some paintings of sunflowers for her. And so I've been practicing that, and I had no clue how to do a sunflower. And so this weekend I was like, I did a few very quickly, and I'm like, sunflowers are kind of confusing. You know why? They have like all these points, but colors behind and colors in front, right? I mean, I could do it very simply, right? But I was really trying to look at what the heck is a sunflower. What's a sunflower, right? And the layers to it, and the petals, and there's different types, right? So, at first I did like a 5-minute sunflower, because I do everything really fast at first. And then I was like, wait a minute, there's a little bit more to this sunflower thing. And then when you're talking about all those points in the background and stuff like that, how am I going to paint a background, right? Like, do I have time to paint around 8 million points? So anyways, I had to really kind of study and look at some sunflowers and examples of how other people have painted sunflowers. And of course, I look on YouTube, because everything in the world is on YouTube. If you have a question, how do you do this? You can find it on YouTube, right? So I would imagine in the next coming weeks, I'm going to have some very pretty sunflowers, because I'm getting centered, I'm getting quiet, and I'm focusing on how do I paint a sunflower, right? And my ego gets in on that, right? Like, don't show these practice ones because they're not very good, right? That's the point of these things, because you're not drawing anything. This is like your ego is not in on this. So you're just literally conditioning yourself to finish your lines, to move through, to carry through, to carry through to completion, right? It's a very Zen thing. People say, God, did you make this such a woo-woo thing? It is a woo-woo thing, right? It doesn't have to be. You can just do it to increase your skill as a drawing practice that's physically conditioning your whole body to draw. And you can have it stop right there. I personally like to take things farther. But it's also, this is my shtick, right? So this is my shtick. So I do take it farther because it's something I'm very passionate about. I very much believe in. And I have experienced great improvement in my art because of this curriculum that I have designed. Yeah. Drops mic. Speaking of which, I could use a little coffee. Look at this beautiful park and all the little doggies going by. I hope you can see all the doggies. I'm really missing having a dog. Really, really, really missing it. But right now, I'm just going to wait a little bit. I'm going to wait till I like get some, transition my career a little bit and get back up on my feet. And, have some travels. And then I'll get a dog, right? Like last night after I went and toured the gallery, I was like all up in my head thinking about things. So I got on a bike and I honestly took a 2-hour bike ride around the park, 2 hours laps, right? And I wouldn't have been able to do that with 2 dogs, right? Because I have to get back and feed them and whatever, right? What you have to do when you have a dog. So as much as I miss them, I'm just going to use this time to like get myself back up on my feet in some different capacity, right? And I'm very excited I'm excited to be doing more live painting on location. I'm going out to San Miguel. Oh, this is kind of big. The ranch owner of Cañada de la Virgen, Sofia, came to Mexico City this weekend. I used to do the marketing for Cañada. Before I was in art, I was in meat, organic meat, grass-fed beef. I was even featured in Modern Farmer magazine because I turned my ex-husband's cattle ranch into a grass-fed beef operation, right? So it's always been a thing. It's just when the pandemic hit, it couldn't support me, right? And so I went to art full time. And, but my heart has always been with cows and the ranch and, just the whole operations. And so she came out here this weekend and asked if I'd be interested in doing marketing support, remote, but come out and stay at the ranch, see, get current on, because there's lots of new projects out there, right? And, I'm not ready to move from Mexico City because, my lease is not up and I'm not done in Mexico City, right? But I am going to go out to San Miguel and stay on the ranch this weekend and get to see my cows, right? So I'm going to be out on the rancho and getting current on all the, just what's happening on the rancho, right? They've got not only a line of meat, but they have a line of regenerative organ powders and bone broth and beef jerky, and they have an Airbnb out there on the rancho and an events place on the ranch. So, and more. They just launched a mezcaleria, right? What? Regenerative, it's not organic, but it's regenerative spirits. Anyways, so I'm going to be adding ranch stuff to my repertoire. So don't be surprised if you start seeing more cows out of my drawings. I've missed cows tremendously. I've missed the farm, right? I mean, I love living here in the city, but I never get to see the skies because there's so many trees. Like where I live, I can't see the sky, and I don't have rooftop access because there's people that live on the roof, so I can't. I could go up there, but I feel like I'm in someone's front yard. So yeah, I never get to watch the skies anymore, and the moon, and the sunrise and sunsets. Gosh, do I miss that? I totally miss watching the sky, right? So I'm going to be heading out to the rancho this weekend. Super excited for that. So, yeah. Just saying yes to some new opportunities, right? You're saying yes to new opportunities. And I feel like my continuous line practice is helping me stay in the availability of it, right? Like I'm not losing my mind and screaming into the night. Which is an option. I'm sure, certainly have done that at times in my life, right? Not a long time, but yeah. So it's helping me stay present, stay grounded, stay available, right? My workshops, for whatever reason, are just not happening right now, so I've had to cancel all of them, except for the art retreat in Guanajuato in October, but other than that, everything else, they're dead, right? So I have to find other ways to support myself. And so that's what I'm really doing. That's where I'm spending my time when I'm not with you guys in my fundamentals and my line warm-ups, right? Very important for me to continue this practice, but I'm also like churning the wheels to get other things going, right? Which is exciting and scary all at once. Such is life, right? Such is life. What an exciting time to be alive, right? What an exciting time to be alive. I'm getting to the hearts. There we go. Hearts. Finish big with a heart, right? Because it's important to remind myself to go easy on myself. Go easy on myself, go easy on others, right? Go easy on myself, go easy on others. Everyone is fighting a battle right now. Whether we know it or not, everyone is fighting. Maybe not fighting, but everyone is dealing with something, right? Some people are fighting, some people have to fight. Some people are just trying to find a solution through things, right? It's what we all, it's life, right? And we all have to find a way to cope. There's bad ways to cope and there's good ways to cope. And our life is usually a combination of both, right? Coping through bad ways that might make us feel better in the moment, but honestly don't solve anything and maybe create more problems, right? And then there's good ways to solve problems, and those tend to be a bit more boring, right? Not nearly as fun, but they're more sustainable. And I don't think I'm alone. As I say, and as you get older, you kind of like, oh, give me the sustainable solution. Give me the one that like is more boring, but just kind of helps everything, right? Am I being vague enough? Am I being vague enough? I mean, I think, yeah, we can all kind of figure that out, right? Like there's ways to solve problems in our lives that are boring, but give us solution. And then there's like bad ways to cope through problems that maybe just create more problems, right? And honestly, I think life is just a combination of it all. Oh, I kind of like this. It's like a rainbow of hearts. Whee! Go easy on myself. Go easy on others. Go easy on myself. Go easy on others. Don't know what anyone... Honestly, I think we're all being abducted by aliens and we just don't know it. I mean, maybe we do know, but honestly, there's just some funky things going on. Isn't there? Isn't it just weird? Life is so funky right now, right? Has it always been funky? No, I'd say this whole COVID thing, man. Things are just getting funkier by the hour. There we go. There we go. They kind of look like butts, don't they? There we go. Finish big with a heart. Finish big with several hearts, right? Yeah, there's my continuous line warm-up for today is Monday. It is Monday. Look at this beautiful park right here. I'm going to let you share in the parkness with me. Because honestly, Mexico City is such a pretty place and everyone thinks it's so nasty. And I promise you it isn't. Beautiful, right? Beautiful, beautiful park, cafes, art. All right, everyone have a good day. Make some art. Make yourself feel better. Hi, everyone. I couldn't see anyone's name before, but hello, anyone who's there. Do your lines. Make art. Make yourself feel better. Take good care. Find sustainable ways to manage through the chaos. And if that means making art, wonderful. Join me in the fundamentals. Fundamentals are going to be continuing through... What are we in? We're in May. So I'm going to do it through June. And I'm taking a survey right now to see who wants to continue doing it. And it sounds like there's a core group that sees the benefit. They're experiencing the magic. They're seeing the improvement in their drawing. And so I welcome anyone who wants that for their drawing practice, for their art making abilities. And honestly, like it helps. It's not just about drawing. Like I was drawing sunflowers this weekend, and it just having this sort of practice conditions the brush stroke or the pen stroke or any sort of stroke, right? The writing any sort of stroke. I feel like it helps condition, strengthen, and gives us a stronger command. That's what it is. It's a stronger command of our line making, brushstroke making, print making, carving, whatever it is. This is making a stronger connection between the eye-hand coordination. So you can do things like this without even blinking an eye. Well, maybe there's a blink or two of the eye, and there's maybe a cup of coffee, whatever. All right, everyone have a good day. I'll see you next time. Bye!